Hi, I'm Liz Strum of the Wisconsin Technology Council, here with WisBusiness.com, the show, brought to you by Grant Thornton, White Hirschbeck Dudek, and Madison Gas and Electric. Today on the show, Tom Still talks about prospects for better broadband coverage in rural Wisconsin. And John Neis, Managing Director of Venture Investors, talks with us about the state of early-stage investment capital in Wisconsin. I'll be right back with the WisBusiness.com stock report for late September.
Please hold. Your call is very important.
Does it seem like getting technical advice from business advisors can, well, take some time? At Grant Thornton, client access to partners has made them one of the largest accounting firms in the country. Grant Thornton.
Welcome back. Here's the WisBusiness.com stock report. Rising Organic Valley. The Western Wisconsin Organic Farm Co-op expects a sales increase of 19% this year. And it's breaking ground in November on a $6 million, 33,000 square foot addition to its headquarters. The addition is expected to add about 100 jobs over the next 3 years. And falling, the state budget. A UW-Madison La Follette school study delivers some bad news to the next governor and legislature. The study now pegs the state's budget deficit for the upcoming budget cycle at more than $3 billion. That's up from previous government estimates. Business advocates fear it will increase pressure on those elected this November to consider raising taxes and closing business tax exemptions to fill the gap. That's the WisBusiness.com stock report. Go to WisBusiness.com for more on these and other stories. Now, let's go to Tom Still with his Inside Wisconsin commentary.
One of the raps against federal stimulus spending is that it has been painfully slow reaching the places and people who need it most. About 2/3 of the nearly $800 billion in stimulus spending approved by Congress is still wrapped in red tape. The good news? About $7.2 billion set aside to extend broadband coverage to rural America is being put to work. Wisconsin telecom companies have won about $400 million in federal grants to provide high-speed internet service to rural areas where today going online means a dial-up telephone connection. So much for the 21st century information superhighway. For thousands of people in rural Wisconsin, it's more like an information detour. With the federal money on its way and private companies matching a portion of the grants, the hard work of building the physical system and getting people connected can begin in earnest. Some people will be able to get broadband within a year. Virtually everyone will be able to connect within 3 years. Why is broadband access vital to rural America, including much of Wisconsin? It allows small businesses, which account for 2/3 of new jobs in Wisconsin, to expand their markets and customer bases to the national and even international levels. It creates more opportunities for creation of businesses related to information technology, one of the fastest growing sectors in the U.S. economy. Wisconsin is 20th among the states in IT jobs, and it could attract more. It enables hospitals and clinics to better utilize telemedicine. An example might be rapidly locating digital medical records and medical images, which could be quickly transmitted to doctors or clinics in remote locations. It provides rural Wisconsin residents with greater access to higher education through distance learning. Online learning itself could become an export industry for Wisconsin. It makes rural Wisconsin more likely to attract data centers, including work that is currently being done offshore, but which could be done in America. Stimulus spending skeptics might question if the broadband grants are worth the cost. Others will ask if the benefits will come in time to help speed the economic recovery. Both are fair questions. It's also fair to ask, can rural Wisconsin compete in the global knowledge economy if it remains a cyber side road? Wisconsin telecom companies fared well competing for these grants. Now, let's hope they quickly build broadband networks that plug rural Wisconsin into the global economy.
Thanks, Tom. I'll be right back with more on the state of venture capital in the region.
White Hirschbeck Dudek represents companies at all stages of development and in a wide range of industries to navigate the legal challenges of regional, national, and global growth. At WHD, every stage takes center stage.
I'm back with John Neis, Managing Director of Venture Investors. Thanks for joining us, John.
Thanks for having me.
Venture Investors is known in Wisconsin, the Midwest, and beyond as a seed and early stage investment firm, most often investing in tech-based companies. Tell us a bit about your past funds and your current portfolio.
Sure, we're currently investing out of our fourth fund. It's a $118 million fund, substantially larger than our prior funds. We've got about $200 million under management. We've had the good fortune to have our last 3 funds generate returns in the top quartile for the industry relative to the other funds in their vintage years. So we've been able to generate great returns because we're focused on an area that's underserved overall here in the Midwest.
The last 2 years have seen fewer exits of venture-backed companies nationally, but 2 companies backed by venture investors were recently acquired. Tell us about those companies and why they are successful.
Sure. The first of them was LensX, a company that this was actually the second time we backed these entrepreneurs. Their first company was a University of Michigan spinout. I think you always improve your odds when you back serial entrepreneurs who are starting a business in the same space. They're in the cataract surgery space, a device that helps do vision correction at the same time of cataract surgery. Huge growing market and really well positioned. The other was Zystor Therapeutics, Milwaukee-based pharmaceutical company targeting rare diseases, lysosomal storage diseases, and they really had a significantly improved product and teamed up with a public company, BioMarin, that can advance them through the clinical trial process. So 2 companies that had great products and were really well positioned in unserved niches.
Wisconsin still lags the U.S. and even the region in attracting venture capital. What steps could the state take to help attract more venture capital?
Well, I think there's a lot we can do. I personally believe that one of the best models to adopt is the fund-of-funds model. The fund-of-funds model has been, tax credit backed or using bonding authority of the state to borrow money and then have a private manager that would actually invest in funds. This would serve to bring other firms from outside the state into Wisconsin, open up an office here and deploy capital. We've participated in this kind of model in Michigan. We have an office over in Ann Arbor, and it's worked very well there. I think a lot of people question whether we can afford these kinds of models, but a recent study with Wisconsin's CAPCO program, which was a 1999 program, shows that the tax revenue generated from the employees that were added to the companies that got backed paid for that program 2 times over and is paying for it again every 31 months. So I really think it's a question of can we afford not to do this and create the kinds of jobs for the next generation of our state's economy.
Thanks, John, and thank you for watching this edition of WisBusiness.com, the show. The show is produced by WisBusiness.com and the Wisconsin Technology Council, and sponsored by Grant Thornton, Whitehurst Beck Dudek, and MG&E. Visit our websites to read and learn more. I'm Liz Schrum. See you next time.